Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Glad to have you here. Let's go have some fun today. All right, so hello. I got some cool stuff here from Scrappiness. I've been waiting for a while for it. Not her fault. She sent it out right away, but Mr. Mailman, this thing took a few trips around Huntsville. So there's some Christmas glitter paper, and I couldn't wait to get this stuff. And no, it's not any kind of design team stuff or anything like that. It's just stuff that I bought because I wanted it. So here's all the faux glitter paper, and it's nice and smooth. I bet it's going to foil neatly. And then she sends these little bags, and I've got another one. I just didn't want to open it. But it's got a little scratch and save coupon in there, and it's got a little sticky notes, personalized with cat scrappiness on it. And then she sent this little thing of little present embellishments. Aren't they cute? Oh my gosh. And then a candy. And so I'm going to put all that away because I'm not going to get into it, but let's see what the savings is here. I don't want to scratch that with my fingernails. I'm trying to take care of them, but I'm just having a heck of a time. So it's $5 off of a $50 purchase. So that's pretty cool. I can handle that. And then, so this is a Grinch hand. And I love this. Every person I see doing it, I'm in love. And so I had to have it too. One of those things. Next year, I don't think I'm going to buy anything except for consumables that I need, like paper and things like that. So let's take off all the little dies here. And I'm going to use my Empress Mini here to cut them out. And I think I can fit them all onto one sheet of paper. I'm just going to use some Accent Opaque 120-pound paper. And I probably will use my shim. I tend to use the shim. I'm looking for my other plate. It's it's over here in the pile somewhere. You know how that goes. There it is. All right, so let's get the paper out. So I've decided that I'm just going to make a few videos just for fun. Not to sell anything or, really necessarily showcase anything, that I'm obligated to showcase. So I did buy this with my own pennies. It wasn't very expensive. It's a pretty cute little shop. I got introduced from doing a hop along that was a collab between Cat Scrappiness and Not Too Shabby Shop. And I had never even heard of the store, so that's something. So I'm going to go ahead and put my shim on, and I'm going to run this through. We're going to use a couple of different coloring methods here to color this up. It runs through pretty quickly and pretty smoothly. All right, let's get that out of the way here. Yep, they all cut out. Awesome. Okay, get the little hand out. Pop out the little itty bitty piece there. And let's see what else needs to come out. There's the puffy sleeve, and there's the sleeve, and there's the topper, the other part to the topper of the ornament. Okay, I've got all my parts here. Let's just pick this up and move it out of the way. And I'm going to get my sticky mat here. First I'm going to pick these up. I think I'm going to stick it down to color it. So I've got this 8x8 waffle flower sticky mat. I can't find my smaller one. It's so weird how you lose things in your craft room. But I know it's around here somewhere. I'll come across it. I probably tossed it in a box or something. So I'm going to first color the Grinch's hand. And I looked at some pictures online of the Grinch's hand just so that I could get kind of an idea of how it looked in the original cartoon. Remember that one? And it was a little bit hairier. But I'm not going to add any extra hair, but I am going to add shadows. So I'm just going to color this in with some Twisted Citron Distress Oxide, and then I'll do some shading on it. Perfect Grinch color. Good thinking, Tim. You should have called it Grinch. Okay, now how I'm going to shade this. This is why I'm twiddling my fingers here, thinking about shading it. I think I'm going to use some black soot, Distress Oxide as well, so that I can blend the two together. I'm going to grab my little makeup brushes, I think. Yeah, I think the little makeup brushes are going to work well to just get that kind of little bit of shading in there. Let's see if I have a dirty one already. Yeah, that's good. That'll do. I'm not that picky. I'm just going to take a little bit and let's kind of pick this up and just take a little bit and kind of go in the places where I think that there should be some shadows. So like right there in the crook of the elbow, and then I think about it later and I'm thinking you're not even going to see that because it's going to be covered by the sleeve, but that's okay. Then I'll put some just kind of along his arm and then try to blend it out a little bit. That's the beauty of oxides, is they stay wet long enough to be able to kind of blend them. And here I am trying to do the top of the arm thinking, what are you doing? And I'll kind of get the edges here, because I'm going to put this against some of that glitter paper. Okay, we've got a little, there's a kind of a demarcation there where that finger is, indicating that there would be a shadow there. So I'm just putting shadows where I think shadows would be. I'm kind of blending them out. Not too heavy, but heavy enough. Let's get a little bit more here in between these fingers. I might have, in hindsight, used maybe a lighter gray, but I managed to get this blended out back with the Twisted Citron back on top of the black soot. Works out just fine to kind of calm that black down. And you could color these with markers or whatever you have. But there, I feel like I've got the proper shadows. I need some shading in the where that wrist bends too. Let's kind of fix the top of those fingers. Yeah. Grab a little more black soot. That brush kind of, that makeup brush feels a little stiff. I probably blended something stiffer with it and I don't remember what. We'll go ahead and get in there. And then just take a clean part of the brush and sort of blend it out best I can. Yeah, so now the little hand's got some dimension, and I'll be doing some further blending down the line. As I always say, when you're working on a project, you have to trust the process. Sometimes what you're doing just doesn't look right, and so you stop. Well, don't stop. Keep going, because you know you can fix it. Trust the process. If nothing else, cut another one. It's just paper. Let's see if I can get a little shading there to give the fingers a little bit of dimension. Some tiny spaces to work in there. And then kind of blacken down the fingernails too, I think. Mike's listening to Super Freak. He's my Grinch, but you wouldn't know it. I mean, he was really good the other night live with me, or the other afternoon. I was proud of him. And he's going to do it again, but I just really don't want to share my craft room. I know you can understand that. But I would. I absolutely would. That's my man, so there's that. All right, we've got that little Grinchy hand going there, and I didn't draw any extra hairs. Maybe on a later one I will, but I find it difficult to draw on oxide. Um, like with the pencils, it just doesn't want to really lay down. All right, let's go ahead and get this sleeve now. Make sure I have it going the right way in my head. Okay. And that's definitely going to be lumberjack plaid. Let's grab a brush, and that'll be super easy. I will do some shading on that as well. But the lumberjack plaid is absolutely perfect Christmas color. I felt kind of sad because I thought Tim was going to come out with a couple of more oxide colors by the end of the year. I haven't seen anything yet. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen, but I kind of, I kind of hope it does. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. I mean, I'm perfectly happy with the colors I have now. I'll just get a little bit of shading there in the crook of that elbow and then along the edge of the arm. And I'm going to go straight in and just get that edge and then try and blend it out a little. Okay. Let's get a clean part of the brush. Let's get the clean part of the red brush and then just blend out that black so that it just gives it a little bit of dimension. Cool. Okay, I need some black somewhere else, but I'm not sure where. Just here along the edge. Okay. Just to kind of round out the arm so it's not so flat looking. I'm not going to pop anything up on this card today, but I certainly like to give it dimension so it looks like it is. All right. There's Mr. Sleeve. And we'll go ahead and glue him down, and I'm going to use my, what am I using here? Liquid glue. I can't remember. I think it's art glitter glue, I think. Yeah, it is. All right, we'll get that on straight. Then we just need to do a sleeve puff. I'm going to move that. I'll have to clean off that red because otherwise I'll get it on the sleeve puff. I know myself very, very well. Get that cleaned off. I think I need a new clean rag. All right, and I'm just going to take, I have a brush that I use for black and gray. And I'm just going to take whatever's on that brush and kind of go around the outside edge of this little puffy sleeve thing to give it a little dimension. I might add a little tiny bit more of the black Distress Oxide because I do want it to be, kind of dirty. There we go. And again, you could color these with your markers or whatever, but I did use the accent opaque. It doesn't color well with alcohol markers. It's okay, but blending isn't that easy. If you get it in a spot you don't want it, it just soaks right into the paper and doesn't stay wet kind of long enough to really blend out very well. All right, we'll get this little poof part glued on. Then all we have left to do is the ornament and put the card together and decide on a sentiment. Isn't that cute? I just love that. Yeah. All right, where's my ornament? Let's clean off here so I don't get black ink everywhere. And decide on what color. Okay, so I'm going to do the ornament topper with this silver delicata ink, and I'm just going to mush it in there with my finger tool. Mush, mush. Alrighty. That was easy enough. Just wipe off my finger. Move on to the ornament. Okay. So I'm trying to decide, do I want to do a blue ornament or what? And then I discovered I probably need to color the string on that ornament. And I'm just going to do this marker. This is a Spectrum Noir Noir Tri-Blend marker in the dark red. See, it just doesn't really like to blend out really well on the accent opaque. It does okay, but not wonderful. And then I decide to do some white highlights down towards the bottom because he's at the top, and so I feel like the light is going to be coming more from the bottom than the top. So I'm just going to do some little white gel pen, and then I decide I don't like it, and I try to wipe it off, and then I decide I don't like it still, so I try to wipe it off again. And I'm just going to take my marker, just kind of clean that up a little bit, and I'll call it good. Let's grab some paper, and I'm probably going to audition the hand against the green. I really like the green. Let's see here. How's this going to look on the deep green? Well, it looks okay on the deep green, but I'm feeling too much green. So let's see how it looks against the gold. I really love this gold. Yeah, I like it on the gold. The hand doesn't really stand out as much against the gold, but I'm going to try and fix that after I get it glued down. And you'll see what I do to kind of make the hand stand out a little bit more. So I'll go ahead and tear this piece of paper out of this Christmas glitter paper, which I absolutely love this. Because there's no glitter on here at all. It's flat paper. So I'm going to trim this down to 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to most likely mount it to a red card base. And I'm not going to do anything at all to the background. I'm just going to leave it be. Keep this card fairly simple. The glitter is everything. So yeah, let's grab a red card base, because red's my favorite color. And let me just make sure everything's cut straight there. It appears to be straight, so we'll go ahead and glue that down. I'm going to use my Barely Arts glue, so I've got a little wiggle room. And these glitter papers are the same on both sides, so you don't have to choose. All right, let's get that glued down. Make sure it's on there nice and straight. Nothing drives me crazier than to have a crooked card. All right, that's on there nice and straight. Now, Grinch's arm and the ornament. Oh, I just love this. I think I want the ornament coming all the way, string coming all the way to the top of his hand, because I think I'm going to put the sentiment down below, and I still haven't even decided on a sentiment yet. You know, there's not a lot to choose from that match the vibe of the card, but Ho 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 matches it, so I'm pretty sure I have several Ho 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 dies around here. Okay, make sure that's straight on there. Nice and glued down. That thumb just does not want to go down. It's got glue on it. It just, like I said, this Christmas glitter paper is really, really smooth. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and foil on it and see what we get, because I think it might be kind of cool. I'll go ahead and glue down this ornament. Get it right there in between his little grimy little fingers, because he stunk. Okay. So I have here my Stabilo pencil that you guys know I love, and I'm just going along the edge and kind of blending that out with my blending stump so that it kind of, you know, has a little bit more shading within itself on the gold glittery background. And that certainly made it stand out more. Almost as if it had been stamped, huh? And go around the little ornament, get some shading going there. And just here along the ornament string. All right, so what I have here is scrapbook.com word dies, and I'm going to use the ho ho ho, and I'm just going to use the inner portion of it. I'm not going to use the outline portion because that's why. Just because. I'm sure you guys love that reason. And what I did off camera afterwards is I did add some white highlights to the ho ho ho, so it looks like it's raised up. So when you see the picture, obviously you see the raised up portion. So I'm going to use the red glitter paper. I'm just going to cut out what I need of it. I don't want to waste in a single inch of this paper. I have so many plans for it, and they don't all include Christmas. I'm pretty much done making Christmas cards, and then I forgot I left all my dies on that magnet, so I'm going to have to move them. And I'll take that tiny one, and what I do is I like to stick them to one of my magnets for my glass board, because then they don't, fly away, and I can put them away when I'm ready. So we'll lay down the ho 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 here. We're coming to the ho ho home stretch. All right, let's move that out of the way. Pull out the ho ho hos. And I didn't use a shim, and I didn't really need one. The paper is not that thick. I don't know how to measure thickness of paper, but if I were to guess, I would say it's probably 80 or 90 pounds. Okay, so what you see me doing here is adding just a strip of tape along the bottom so that I can sort of, make sure that my ho 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 goes straight across. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the first H and the last O on so that they're evenly spaced from the edge of the card. And because this paper is so slippery, they want to move around on me pretty much because I am using the Bearly Arts glue. So I want my last O to have that same equidistance from the edge of the card. And then I'll fill in the rest, and that it should, in theory, make sure that everything is proportionate in the right spot on the completed card. All right, there's my O. It's trying to move around on me. It needs to scoot a little tiny bit, I think. Let's look at it. Yep. Let's see, I do have that wiggle room. All right, I'm happy with that placement. It looks close enough to me. So now I'll kind of go back and forth, gluing down the rest of the letters until I'm to the middle ho. And then I can make sure that's in the center and spaced evenly. You just have to kind of hold them down or they want to slippy slide away from you. This would be a good time for Xyron, but I can't seem to work my Xyron and not have glue boogers everywhere, so I've kind of given up on it. Now I do have the Altenew double-sided sticky paper, and it works pretty good. I just don't think about it, until I'm struggling with glue. Then I think about it. And too late. We're already committed. I'm not going to go through cutting the whole doggone thing out again. All right, one last hoe and we're golden. So I'll lay it out there so that I know where to put the H and the O. And make sure that they're spaced proportionately to the other ho-ho. Stop moving around. You ever say that to yourself when you're working with your letters? This is not my favorite thing to do, gluing down letters individually. I do it, but it's not my favorite, and that's all I have to say about that. Mostly because I'm really not that great at it. So there's that. All right, just got to get the last O down and we'll be done with this card. Hey, thanks for stopping by my channel, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I will link the supplies down below. The only affiliate link that I would share with you down below would be scrapbook.com. And that would be for the mint tape or for these ho-ho dies. The other link will be for cat scrappiness. There we go. I like it. And there I've done a card just for fun because I just couldn't wait to do it with this die. All right, you guys, you have a good one. And I will be seeing you guys around the rooms. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Mean one.